Okay, so let's take a look at how we're actually going to work on this project. So first of all, we need something called a GitHub account, and this is just where the code is going to be hosted and where you're going to retrieve it and where you're going to upload your changes. So just make your account here and pick a username. So I'll just create something random and just sign up. It's very easy. You need to confirm your email though. Um, so just get a longer password. So you can choose the free one. You can also get free unlimited private repos with the GitHub student pack. So in case you didn't know, you just get a lot of free stuff with this pack. So just go here and just register for that. So that'll give you a lot of free stuff if you don't know. Anyway, just continue and we'll forget about these for now. You can take a look at if you want. So it's that easy. Now you need to give your GitHub username, which is this, to me so I can add you to the project. But let's assume you've done that step now. Now you need to actually get the project on your machine. So just go to the repo. It actually has steps on how to do that. So I'll just sign into my account. Oh good. So I have two-factor authentication. It's a good idea to set this up if you have any important code so you don't lose it, especially if you start working in a company. It's a good idea to set up this because if your account gets hacked, you just lost your company code, and that could be very valuable. Could be worth millions or something like that. So it's a must if you're doing anything serious on GitHub. So go to the repo link is Coders for Causes Access Collective web app. So that link should be somewhere in Facebook chat or the slides. So here are the details on how to get it all started. So first you need to git clone this. So this just downloads it. Then you need to npm install the dependencies, and then just do npm run dev to run the application. So let's go over a development flow then, assuming that you already got it on your machine. How are we going to make changes and then submit it and actually get merged into this and go live? So the first thing we do is we need to have a little bit of organization. So what we're going to be using is issues. What issues are just like you can think of it like a to-do or a task or something like that. So let's create a new task that we need to do. Of course, you could just pick up on the existing ones, and if you want to pick up on an existing one, say support on major browsers, that one's a bit tricky, so I'll just assign myself to this. So you can assign yourself or add a label, and that shows to everyone that you're saying, hey, I'm working on this to-do item or this feature. So that's just a little bit of management that will help us. So let's just continue with our example. Say, for example, I want to add a favicon. So what if you don't know what a favicon is? It's just this little icon in the tab. So just add a favicon. So it helps to have a nice description as well, not only for other people but for yourself, to give you a reminder of what you're doing and that sort of thing. Generally I like to type out why exactly we need this, what we're going to do, that's that sort of thing, who, what, where, why, what you learned in primary school. So this will make our app look nicer or something like that. Okay, and then we'll just submit the new issue. And don't forget to assign yourself to let everyone know that you need to, you're working on this. So, that doesn't come up with the uh, uh, that might be a bug of GitHub. I was hoping to have, there we go. Something went wrong with GitHub. Okay, there you go. You can see that bugs not only happen to your apps, it can happen to the biggest apps. So let's just continue with this now. So now that we've assigned ourselves, let's actually implement this. So you need two things, an IDE and a terminal. So here I've actually got the app already open. So this is VS Code, and you also need, it's got a nice integrated terminal there as well. So what you need is Git installed. You needed it to download the thing anyway, so if you have Git installed, you get the Git command. Sometimes it comes pre-installed, but just install it if you don't have it. So the first thing we need to do is just type in git status to check what's going on. So it shows that we're on branch master, so that's the main branch. You don't want to be working off the main branch, so we need to create our own. So the syntax is to do git checkout and then -b for branch, and then my just a nice descriptive name for the branch like favicon. Okay, that should be enough. So now we're actually in the branch, and you can double check. You do git status again, and it says on branch. So now all your changes would be on the add favicon branch, and it won't affect master. That's the critical point. So let's just add the favicon now. So I have the favicon here, and I'm just gonna put it into our directory. So the favicon just goes in the root directory, or top level directory, whatever you want to call it. Just put it in there, and it's that easy. So you can do git status again to check what happened. So you can see that untracked. So we need to stage this file to prepare to commit it, which is like saving it to a history. So we just do git add or that adds everything in the current directory, or you can be a little bit more specific and type out the exact name you want. So we can type git status again, and you can see that it's staged, so it's green. So let's commit it now and add a nice helpful message. Generally will be more descriptive than this, but it's gonna suffice for our purposes now. So now that everything's good, and just check again. So we have it on our branch and that sort of thing. Now we need to upload it, right? Because it's only on your local machine right now. You need to upload it to GitHub, right? Which is our remote code repository. So the way to do it is git push generally, but this won't work because you need to add the upstream. So this is again a little bit confusing, but it will make much more sense as you use git more. So the branch is only on your local machine, like I said. So if we check out the branches, it's only on your local machine. And if we do, I think git remote -b, no. Okay, so well, anyway, it's only on your local machine. That branch, you need to set up a branch in the remote repository. So what we do is it gives you a nice helpful hint. So this actually does two steps at once. So it sets up the upstream branch, add favicon. So and also pushes your code up. Pushing is the same as just uploading. You can think of it like that. So now you can see that it's uploaded. Well, it's uploading right now. And once it has, you can see that this message. Now, sometimes if you're doing this for the first time, they're generally going to ask for credentials or something like that. So just type it in. One thing to note is if you have two-factor, you can't type in your password. You actually need a access token, which you can get from the GitHub settings. So that's just a little gotcha. Now, anyway, back to our example. We actually have it online now. So if we go here, go back to the our page, you can see that this is the branch that we added. So now we need to do something called a pull request. And what this does is it submits a request to add our code to the main branch, which is master. So just click this button and it should take you to this. So this is a very helpful tool. It shows you what you're doing. So you're about to take these changes from this branch and chuck it into master. And you can view the exact changes. So I'm gonna review all your changes and I'm gonna take a look at what you guys actually changed. So I can see straight away that you only changed one file, which is favicon.ico. So that looks good to me. There's no issues or anything. We'll first create the pull request, of course. Once it's done, now we can review it. So this is a very important part of the workflow. So that you can go to Files Changed tab and see what actually happened. So it's just this addition of this file. But there's more advanced settings that you can discover as well. So code reviews are a very important concept. It's just the idea. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's just the idea that someone else looks at your code, double checks it does what it's meant to do. So generally you would add a helpful description there of what you're doing. This actually this actually comes from your git commit message, as you can see. But yeah, so you can merge the pull request, which just means that you take all the changes here and put in the master branch. So, and we're all done. So, but generally our workflow, we're going to have someone code review. So someone's going to have to submit a review first before this code is finalized and put it in the main branch. So you can just go here and in this button, this big green button here, you can do three things and I'll just approve it to say everything's good. If I can select this, good. Looks like it's another bug. Wow, it's a lot of bugs today. I wanted to just approve it. Oh, right. Pull request authors can't approve their own. That's interesting because that was earlier. It was fine. I don't think I changed any settings. Wow. Okay. Well, that's okay. But obviously someone else will review it. That's the whole point of a code review. But I was just hoping to do it for this example. That's interesting. I think GitHub changed that rule now. Anyway, so we'll just merge these and we're all done. So that's our workflow. So just to recap on what exactly happened. So firstly, go to issues. Oh, and of course you need to close the issue. So because you've already done it. So you could do it in the commit message. But another way is to just do this. So if you go to the pull requests, I'll just get the SHA hash, so that's the unique ID of it. So I'll just get the unique ID, which is this, and you can actually copy just a part of it as long as it's unique and it'll work fine. So I'll just go to issues and say, and close it with this. So you want to just do fixed with this and give the actual commit that fix this thing. So close and comment. Okay, so that resolved it. So we finished. You can see that it's like the idea of just finishing a to-do item. So now, just to recap again, just create a new issue or assign yourself to an existing issue. Then go to your editor and make a new branch. So just git checkout -b new branch, something like that. Make your changes in that new branch, then do git add, then do git commit to save it, then git push. But if you don't have that branch already on GitHub, you need to remember to add the set upstream. Okay, and then after that's uploaded, it will be in the pull. Make a pull request. So click that. There's a lot of buttons that will lead you to make any pull request for that code, and do that. Hopefully someone will review your code and they'll merge it. So you don't have to do anything after that. That person who code reviews will will merge that code and then close your issue. You shouldn't close your issue as soon as you make the pull request, because logically that doesn't make sense, because it hasn't been added to the main branch yet. It's still in it's still in your own, but it's not finalized in the final code. So once it has been merged into master branch, then the issue should be closed. So that's all.